Get excited! The Delicate Dreams Designer Series paper is coming back in stock next week. Fingers crossed. It's been out of stock because it is simply so beautiful. Hi, I'm Marianne Cowan, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Ottawa, Canada, and I come live Fridays at 3, and other days I'm in my craft room and have something fun to share. So today we are going to be using the Delicate Dreams 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And it's a suite of products. Also in the suite are the natural matte dots, which are nice and flat and a nice matte color. And then there is this variegated trim, which is, I want to say, gray granite with a little bit of white on the outside. Ties beautiful bows. That's always my test to see if I like a ribbon, as how beautiful the bows are. So these bows are completely beautiful. Okay, so we're also going to feature Sunset Shimmer Vellum paper. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm already on my second pack. It comes in 3 different colors: iridescent, balmy blue, and barely blush. So, it's beautiful. And I think we're using it on 2 of the cards at least. So let's get started. The Delicate Dreams Specialty Designer Series paper coordinates with bronze, crumb cake, gray granite, hydrangea hue. This was our sneak peek of one of the new in-colors. Mossy meadow and secret sea. And you could also use basic beige as well. It's just a really pretty palette. It also is a specialty paper because it has bronze flecks in it as well. So you'll be seeing that in the cards we're designing. So we're doing 2 fun folds, and one I hope I remember how to make. You'll find out with me. And then 1 simple one. So let's start with the simple one. I'll take these out because I want to use them. Oh, and just a reminder, if you're interested in my masculine card class to go, because it's my most requested type of cards is masculine cards. And so we will be making, it's an online only class. It ships by May 23rd. The kits are available in Canada only. The PDF tutorial will be available to purchase. And it features it's not just one DSP or suite of products. I'm using several different ones, so you get a nice variety of cards. And not just for guys. There's lots of people who would enjoy these cards. May 23rd. And there will be a video tutorial and a PDF tutorial as well. And the date, it says, is May 30th, but you can make the cards as soon as you get your kit. And you can find that information at mariannecowan.com/events. Okay, so if you're watching, let me know you're here. I can never seem to see the comments, but anyways. So here's a cute little fun fold. Here's one using that beautiful shimmery sunset paper. So for my card classes, I cut everything, I emboss everything, I will die cut your sentiment, but I can't stamp anything. So you will have to stamp your sentiments, or if you have a seagull stamp, you'll have to stamp those as well. Then a cute little bicycle fun fold. And then this one is using the Ferns and Nature's Walk Designer Series paper and that corrugated embossing folder. Okay, so those are the cards, mariannecowan.com/events if you want to look it up. Today we're featuring the dies from the Beautifully Celebrated dies. So I've used these dies so much. They're really pretty. And they're a good size. The largest one is perfect if you're doing a little treat bag and you want to die cut it with some beautiful Designer Series paper and then fold it on top of a little plastic bag. It's really pretty. All right, so let's start with a simple card. Just going to move my computer closer so I can see. I have plants in my craft room right now, believe it or not. I'm babysitting some plants for my daughter. So they are under my grow lights, which are my craft lights, which are not really grow lights, but anyways. All right, so we've got basic white, then we have gray granite. Let's see if I can get this going. So is anyone else in their craft room? We're finally getting nice weather, so I've been out in my garden most of the day, but I took a little break to come in and craft. So this paper, it says it's going to be available again May 25th. It was very popular, and you can see why when you see the beautiful color palette. Don't know if I have any other ones that I've made with it that I could show you, but you can see all that bronze foil. So we're just layering these up, just a simple 1/4 inch between layers. And here is that beautiful iridescent. And these are these corner things, which I thought were really cool. And obviously if you scrapbook, you can use them as corners for your photos. But I thought I was going to try to use them as my focal piece. So I'm going to put 4 together like this into the middle. And I actually had this ready to go with just these 4 pieces, and I didn't have the piece of shimmer because I hadn't thought of it yet. But then I went ahead and put the shimmer underneath, and look how pretty that is. And it actually is the same shape as these. Now, if I was smart, did I do this? I prepped this card a while ago, so I don't remember if I put, I don't believe so. The smart thing to do would be to put adhesive strip on the back, but I don't think I did. I did! Oh my gosh, sometimes I amaze myself. All right, I was going to use a little sponge, but I don't think I did put it on for both of them, so we'll see. Now I want to make sure I get it in the right spot. Once you get the first one in the right spot, then the rest should, in theory, be easy. Okay, let's do it like that. It's a little high. There. I can actually see through to the grid paper. So let's go ahead and put this one down. And if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now that I have that one down, the rest of them will just line up with that one. But I'm still going to use my grid paper. I don't know why, because I have to put it exactly beside it. Isn't that pretty? These are just such fun little accents, and it's very detailed. This is going to be so pretty with the shimmer. Because the rest of the card is pretty muted, so this will really add a nice element. Nice design element. Oh, so pretty. Now this is going to go in the middle. And then I have that ribbon that I tied the bow. And I have this little sprig. I know I did not put adhesive on this. I try to keep it now beside my die cutting, my Big Shot, because then I'll maybe remember. But it doesn't always happen. So that's going to go like that. And I want the bow over here. So let's try. I don't really want to put that right on top of the foil, because foil on foil, you don't really notice it as much. Okay, that's a gluey mess. I am going to pop this up, and I'm going to pop up the next layer too. So you can decide if you want to do that much popping up or not. I like things popped up. Okay, I'm making a mess with the glue. Let's see if I can hide that now. Okay, Then we'll put the bow on in a second. And then there's this other leaf as well, but I don't really know that it needs it. Let's put it on and then we'll find out. Okay, so now I'm going to put the dimensionals where it's not going to show through. Just going to make my video larger, maybe then I'll be able to see if anyone's joining me. Look how pretty that is. Let's just put this and see if we're going to like it. Doesn't really show up there. It almost needs to be. I'm going to put it on because I did die cut it, so what the heck. Let me know if you're tuning in. If you're in Ottawa, you're probably outside because finally we're getting some nice weather. Although our son just sent a message to my husband. He's at Whistler. He lives in Vancouver. He's at Whistler doing some shuttling downhill with his downhill bike. And at the bottom of the hill, this is Whistler, Vancouver. The bottom of the hill is pouring rain, and at the top of the hill, it's snowing. All right. This was my simple card, but I think it's actually quite pretty. Not sure we need that leaf, but I could stick it up there. Kind of looks odd down here. Okay, the glue dots stayed. I put the glue dot on and then I just kind of squish it up. I don't know. Let's just stick it there. Could put it inside as well. All right, so there's the first card. Thanks. That beautiful shimmer vellum. All right, now for the fun folds. Like I said, one of the fun folds I don't know if I remember how to do it, but you're going to find out. I think I figured it out. So it's a Z fold. I know in the United States they say Z. In Canada we say Z. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Okay, so here's that paper again. So I think, what did I decide? I think I'm going to use this side for this card, and then on the other card I have the same paper, so I'll use the specialty side. This is my favorite fun folds because it's so easy to mix it up and change it up and just make it look really pretty. I have a lot of pieces for this card. Okay, so let's go ahead. Maybe I'll switch to white glue. So with this, I always like to make sure the tops are lined up because that's what your eye is kind of drawn to. I'm going to switch. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. But we're not using that side. Going for a different look. So before I press, I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, that's good. And then the next panel, I'm going to do the same. Although you could change it up if you wanted to. That's what I love about two-sided paper. So let's line these up. Okay, now the part I'm hoping I remember. Okay, so let's do something else first. Let's glue these down. I think I do have the measurements. Here we go. So let's go ahead and put this piece on. Oh my gosh, I don't know, I didn't use the other side, but I think I wanted it more muted. All right, now there's this little piece that is 3 inches by 2.5, and then it's scored at 3/4, 1.5, 2 1/4, and 3. So every 3/4 of an inch. So I do believe I put this down first. and glue this. And it's going right in the fold, in the middle, but right in the fold, making sure you can still fold, because sometimes when you put it too close to the fold, it doesn't work. Now this one gets glued onto this piece, and then this one gets glued onto the front, I think. Okay. If not, it's not going to be a fun fold. It's just going to be a regular card. So that's going to go to there, straight and kind of centered. And that's going to go to there. Is that going to work? Yes. I think you just have to give it a second to dry, because you'll see inside there's a little column. Yeah, it just needs to dry. Okay, so let's let that dry and we'll work on our front. So on the front, oh, that's the next card. I have, what is this? Card front, cardstock 3x4, and it's embossed using the brick, 3D brick embossing folder, I want to say. So when it ends up, it's going to look like this. So I did go ahead and heat emboss Congrats with this little background stamp. That's going to get glued on here. And then that's going to go on here. I think I'm doing it right. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty. So we're going to pop this up. We can add some embellishments to this one. I think the other card was too busy. So let's put this in the middle. And then these are actually cut out of the designer series paper, so you can just add them wherever. So what do I have for this one? I've got a leaf and another sprig, remembering that it's going to overlap, so you can overlap your things. I like that, like that. Put a bit of glue in. Kind of slid right in there. I like it when it kind of overlaps like that. This one I'm not sure I want to use because I don't really have any blue. And then this one, it's going to go like that. Tiny bit of glue. The white glue really does kind of mess up the foil. All right, I think that's enough. And now this is going to get layered up on this. And I am going to just glue it. I'm not going to use dimensionals, although you could use dimensionals. I feel like it's got enough layers going on in this card. So I'm hoping that is centered and straight. It's not quite straight. Oh, that's so pretty. And so now that it's dry, you can see all the different layers. And then inside, I did another this size for the sentiment. You could do it bigger if you have more to say. And that's going to go here. Where is it going to go? It's going to go here. Just going to close it to squish it. Probably should have done that earlier. All right. Isn't that pretty? Now you could put something back here as well, but to be honest, it's already got. I don't really want to put blue in there because there's no other blue in the card. Note to self. Write your sentiment before you glue on this little piece. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit tricky. But that's a beautiful card. Okay, so that's our first fun fold. Oh, let's add some of these. And I'm going to be boring and add is it basic beige? No, it's crumb cake. And then let's add one more. Just up there. All right, that's a really pretty card. Let me know if you think you'll try that. So here's the instructions for this one. I'll just leave it there for a second and you can take a screenshot. All right, I like to do this because then sometimes I'll go back and recreate a card using different paper, and then I know exactly what the measurements are. All right, the last one is simple. Another Z fold, but just with a few more layers. So this time we're going to use the pretty side of the paper. So we're just putting it on a little piece of crumb cake. The base of the card is white. And again, just a simple Z fold. And these are the pieces for the front. So again, I'm using that shimmer paper. It's just so pretty. How could you not? And then I am putting another layer. When I do Z fold cards, I don't always put a layer there, but I don't know. Today I seem to think it was a good idea. So this paper does have these more neutral muted colors, but then it's got the beautiful Hydrangea Hue as well. And I think I even remembered to put adhesive strip on this one. Okay, so that's going to go there, there. And then 2 layers on the inside. Now these cards have lots of paper. Does anyone have a favorite item from the new catalog? There's so many pretty things. I did make a lot with the Valley in Bloom suite. You can see one of my previous videos. All right, let's just check and make sure. Yep, that's good. This is going to go here, and then this one is going to go here. So I did learn that it's easier to put this one on first, center it, and then put the other one on the top so that it's right over top of it. So let's do that. And then when we close this, that should fit exactly. Is it straight? Yep. And sometimes in my other cards, I've put another layer behind so you have multiple layers. So for this one, I do have these little corner things again, and I am going to actually put them in the corner. One thing when you use the adhesive sheet as well is it helps pull out all these little pieces if it's an intricate die cut. There's one. And then I've gone ahead and just cut some elements out of the Designer Series paper. It reminds me of an old-fashioned suitcase. I should be using my Take a Pick tool. Three, 4. Kind of overkill, but it's pretty. All right, so there we have all of those. That's for sentiment. This is going here, but with dimensionals. Let's grab a little strip. And again, I'm putting it inside where the white is to make sure that you don't see it. This sentiment is actually from the Lily of the Valley bundle. And then we have just some die cuts. That's pretty. So let's put one here. It's nice to have some going each different angle. You could add a bow too. I'm actually almost out of linen thread. Oh no, I see some there. Might grab some linen thread. And a dimensional. I'm actually going to also add, even though it has already the bronze foiling, I am going to make it even more spectacular and add Wink of Stella. Perfect. Now I cut out a whole bunch of other things. I don't think I need them all. Maybe one over here. Yeah. Okay. Save these for another card. I always cut out lots of things so I have lots of choice of what I want to use when I go to design. Okay, so let's look at 3 cards that we made today, and you can let me know if you have a favorite. Oh, let me just see if I want to add a bow. I do for this one, I think right there. Linen thread. What would we do without linen thread? I don't know. It's like when they got rid of vellum, it was like, what? Luckily, they heard our cry and brought it back. I love vellum. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so let's add a little bow here, see? I have one more roll that looks exactly the same. I usually have tons of it. In my last card class, I used big pieces. All right, that looks good. I could do a double bow too, but really I'm rationing my linen thread right now. Glue dot. You know what would be nice too, if you have in your stash the thread that had green and brown in it. That would be pretty, the brown. Okay, let's go and take a look at what we've made, and you can let me know which is your favorite. Tidy up my spot here. So the first one we made was, excuse me, this simple but layered up card, again using that Sunset Shimmer Vellum. So that was card number 1. Card number 2 was this fancy fold. I'm sure it has a name. I don't know what it is. And it's simply made by using this little piece inside to make a little column. And it was 2.5 by 3, scored at 3/4, 1.5, and 2 1/4. And then this one is just a simple Z fold, but again using all these pretty elements. And again, I used the Beautifully Celebrated dies. I actually used these ones, this one, and a variety of these. So this is a great set to have. All right, do you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. And I will do a blog post probably later today or tomorrow, because I will be heading back out to my garden. And it's too early to plant anything really except perennials, because our weather's just been all over the place, so you can't really count on it being warm enough yet overnight. We had frost not too many nights ago, so. But at least we're not having snow like they are at Whistler, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, so which one do you prefer? Card 1, card 2, or card 3? Or do you just love them all? Because the paper really does all the work. So the paper is set to come back May 25th, which is next week. And if you really want to get this paper, you can go into the online store and ask for notification when it comes back in stock. That's the best way to do it. All right, thanks for joining me today. I do appreciate it if you like or share my video. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you will know the next time I go live. Thanks everyone. Have a great weekend.